Yo, I'm doing a video about wallpapers. Let's go. All right. So recently, I've decided that playing video games is kind of a waste of time, right? Like, let's be real. It's fun and all, but it's a waste of time. And there's honestly a lot more productive things I could be doing in my life on my computer. And one of those things is obviously like art and music and stuff like that. And I get about the same sense of fulfillment from all three of those things. So what I've done is I've split my time up a little better, and at least once or twice a day, I bust out a wallpaper or a meme or just something to get out there. Like, obviously, my I do my thumbnails and all that sort of stuff. I have a very weird sense about art. There's things that I like that have come out of like internet culture that I just really love. Things like, like retro vaporwave stuff, found footage, uh like deep fried memes, the oversaturation, deep internet, 21st century humor, like all this sort of stuff. I'm like a big fan of, and a lot of it helps me get inspiration for like doing things. Now, none of that stuff really has to do with what we're doing today. I just wanted to like kind of lay it out there, like, so when you see me make like weird wallpapers or like the way that I set my desktops on, there's like some sort of influence coming from those areas that's in my like Linux life, right? So making wallpapers, I will preface this by like I'm not like an ultra gimp master, but I have been using it a long time just do your normal editing stuff. If I gotta crop a photo, if I gotta make um you know maybe like little logos for like text things, other stuff like that. I'm well familiar with this. I also recently, um, I got into so originally what I would do to make wallpapers. Um, let's see if I have an example, and I have examples backed up in other places, but we'll go into the wallpaper pack, and I'll just kind of find one that I'm talking about. Uh, all right, so like this one right here. This is a composite image. It's like six or seven different images together. Um, and then I use basically the alpha sort of situation to make it, but these are like really busy, right? And then I have to start with source material. So I was like, oh well, we're gonna try to do this from now on without using any source material whatsoever. So I'm going to show you, the first method I'm going to show you is with no source material, and then I'll go into like double exposure and other things. Another little tidbit about myself and my art. So back in the day, I used to write chiptune music, and I went around on a lot of the chiptune kind of community sort of sites, and I had written a pretty popular uh I guess I'm gonna have to try to look this up. I wrote a pretty popular data bending tutorial. Let's see. It was on two different sites. The first site isn't in existence anymore. Uh I wonder if this is even up. It might not even be around anymore. Data bending is officially dead. I don't know. Maybe it's like the thing doesn't exist. Anyway, I had this like really long drawn out thing I wrote out about data bending. So like I kind of take a lot of those elements of that and I put it into this. Because with the data bendings back in the day, like sure, you could go in and corrupt an image file and then have some crazy stuff going on, and yeah, you would edit it and like I would layer it and do stuff, but yeah. Anyway, we're just gonna get into like some of my layering techniques in the next method. I don't know why I'm rambling on about that. Okay, so we're gonna start with a new image. We're gonna make like a pretty big resolution image. We'll go like, yeah, like 3840 by 2160. Just so like we have like a really good base. Now, when you're starting from scratch here, there's like honestly, there's nothing going on, right? It's one solid color. It's really kind of boring. We're gonna start with like a base color. So I'm just gonna come in here and I'm just gonna grab something, I don't know, that I think might be cool. Like maybe we'll get like this like kind of grayish, maybe like something like that, right? And then we're just gonna fill this in. Now from here, we're gonna go into the brushes. And as you can see, this brush is like really big. What I do is I come in here and I just kind of, this is default GIMP. I didn't add any brush packs. I didn't add any, nothing in here like that. So you can just grab like, I don't know, like this one's like a confetti thing. And then I'm just gonna blow the size out like super big. And then, well, maybe not that big. Maybe like, I don't know, like this, right? And then we're just gonna kind of play with, oh, the hardness is at 100%, right? So now we're gonna get like an opposing color. So I don't know, we're gonna come in with some like weird purple stuff. Actually maybe keep the grayness to it a little bit. Because you're gonna want like multiple layers to like kind of give it depth a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna start by just bringing in some of this, maybe like this. You know, kind of just give it a little bit of texture. And then I'm gonna come in and get a different color, maybe like a yellow. Still more in the grayish area, you know, like maybe like this. And in some of these spots, right, where I can kind of see where I can line up a little bit, like right here, you know, we're gonna give it kind of like a layer. And then we're going to go with a different brush. So we're going to bring in a contrasting texture over the top. Oh, I should say this one thing too. There's kind of a little rule in like photography and art where it's like you have, you know, your canvas is in divisions, right? So imagine if there was two lines splitting this into three, and then two more lines splitting this into another three. So you have your center, and you have your different quadrants of the full photo, right? So with a wallpaper, you want to kind of balance it. You can have one corner really dense and another corner not so dense, but ultimately in the long run, you want to try to balance it. All right, so you can go a little bit bigger. Yeah, we're gonna add some, maybe a little bit of this. And then we're gonna swap colors. We're gonna come in with like a darker color. I'm gonna go back more for the green, but we're gonna go like a different color of green. We're gonna come like maybe not that dark, maybe like here. And then I'm gonna match these a little bit. Like maybe like here. Maybe like down here a little bit. Give it a couple. And so now I have like a pretty good base image. This is going to be probably pretty trippy looking by the time I'm done. So from here, this is all the color I'm going to be adding. I don't think I need too much. There's some weird artifacting going on. I'm going to add like some kind of like glitchiness to it. So I'm selecting a part of the image, I'm copying and I'm pasting it. And then you press M, and M is move. So you can kind of move it just a tad, to give it like a, you know, a little break, and then maybe have like another little break somewhere else, right here, maybe like a thinner one, and then we can kind of maybe do one of those. And this isn't necessarily going to show up so much on the final product, but it's breaking up the image and like giving it a little bit more of something for the filters I'm going to apply to work with. Okay. So like as is, this is like an all right wallpaper now, but we're gonna like send it over the edge with some of these filters. So if you come down to artistic, one of the ones I like to do right off the bat is cartoon. And what this kind of does is it kind of blotches out the colors, but then puts an emphasis on the blacks to kind of emulate what contour lines would be in like drawing. So we can like usually do some cool stuff. Like you see how it emphasized the black like super crazy right there? Like if I went and I turn this all the ways up, well, I guess it's not really doing so much. Let's go with the mask radius. Turn the mask radius up. Yeah, you can see like all this black, but I don't want all that black per se. Honestly, I don't really want the black at all. I just kind of want the colors for now. So we're gonna kind of splotch out the colors a little bit with this tool. And you can kind of see there's like these weird little artifacts that are happening from this. That's a good thing. That's something I want. Now, it distorts. This is probably going to be the funnest one to play with. There's a lot of stuff you can do here. So for instance, when you have these lines, you can see lines on the wallpaper and they're completely straight. And that kind of makes it look like non-organic, you know what I mean? So we can do different things to mess with it. Like for instance, waves, right? You can give it that circular thing, but I'm going to be using ripple. And keep in mind, this is an exploration thing. Like you just do you, you know, just wherever the art takes you, let you go. And this takes zero artistic skill. You know what I mean? Like I didn't do nothing too complex here. All right, so let's see. Distorts, and we're gonna do ripple. So ripple, if you see it's a little crazy right now, that might be a little too much. You can take down the amplitude, and that'll kind of, you know, maybe like not so much. You could mess with the period. I want it to be like a little more like this, right? That actually looks kind of perfect. Now, the only downside to this is on the edge, you can see these black sort of things. So if I do Shift S, that goes into the scaling mode, and I can just kind of make it just a little bit bigger than what the thing is, and then I will get rid of that black on the final image. So yeah, so now we have this. Now we're gonna start doing some sort of I don't know, like I guess you could say adding kind of glitch things. So if you use wind's a way of doing it. So I could do like blast, and then it's like really like about messing with this threshold and strength. If this will actually work. Bottom. Hello? Maybe it's just not picking up both leading and trailing. Okay, here we go. We're getting somewhere. Here we go. Let's see what's trailing. Actually, that's actually like kind of cool like that. I'm gonna hit it with something else. So we'll do this. Now you see this top edge kind of has transparency. We're gonna Control A. We're gonna what you want to call it? Control V. Oh wait, let's get rid of that. Control Z. So Control A, Control C, Control V, right? And then this other layer, we're gonna go to New Layer, and then I'm gonna flip this around. So where is it? It's like transform or something like that. Hold on. This is the downside about GIMP, is there's a lot of different ways to like find stuff. So right here, transform, we're gonna rotate it 180, and then right here, there's these kind of like alpha blend modes up here. You can just cycle through these, and it'll have different effects, right? So like for instance, like this one, it's kind of blurring a lot of it together. We're gonna look for like an interesting looking one here. Ooh. Wait, let me oh no. I think I did something stupid. Whatever, it's art, man. We could just do whatever. Let's fix this. What is it? This transparency on here. Whatever. I can always stick a base layer in the background. So, okay, from here, we're going to hit it with some more effects. I'm going to stop messing around with the things. Okay, more distorts. Um, like video degradation. This is a really cool one. Value propagate. That's another cool one. There's also, what is it? Enhance. I love this one. Nearest symmetric neighbor or whatever. And you can like turn the radius up on it. I don't know how much of an effect this will have on this particular image, but yeah, let's see. This might take a minute. We'll get ourselves a little smoke going. But yeah, so if I have like a little bit of time and I'm bored and I don't have to like necessarily like I'm watching something, but I don't have to necessarily look at it. I can just listen to it. I'll jump over here and do a little bit of this. The big thing about it is avoiding video games. Because video games, they really are a time sink. You get zero out of it. Like literally zero out of it. And I know like a lot of people get defensive. Listen, dude, I've put thousands of hours into games. Like this isn't yeah, I'm not like coming from this from like an anti-gaming perspective. I'm definitely a gamer. But it's just like you get older and you start thinking about your time more. And it's like, damn, dude, I've lost so much time in my life to like just gaming. All right, hopefully this has a good effect on it. So it, yeah, that kind of did what I wanted it to do. It kind of like blurs it out a little bit, but like, I don't know, blends the colors to a slight amount. What I'm gonna do is, wait, oop, we're gonna merge down. I'm gonna control A. I'm just freestyling it right now. We're just gonna put this a little bigger so the transparency goes away on the top. And then anchor. There we go. That's pretty good. I still feel like it needs more blurring and more. It's a little too. I don't know. See what happens if we do this. That actually is doing something that I want it to do. So, okay. Oilify. Thank you, bud. That looks a little bit more organic. You know, like there's drippy drippings and stuff like that. I'm gonna do like a focus blur right here. So this, as you can see, it's blurring it like kind of like how a camera would a little bit. But I'm gonna open this up a little. So you kind of get the blur. Oh, we gotta move this down a little bit. You get the blur on the edges, but the center is basically pretty much focused. So you can mess with the blur radius this way. And then I'm just gonna do this like lens blur style because it's a little smoother than the Gaussian or whatever however you pronounce that is. And yeah, there we go. Got a little bit. Actually, I might have to add a little more to the blur. Oh, that's really subtle though. I kind of like it. All right. Just got a cigarette hanging out of my mouth. And I would say I'm pretty happy with this. This is pretty good. We're gonna save this into the wallpaper folder. So you go export as pictures. I'm gonna put this in my wallpaper pack. I don't even know what I would name this. See foam. Foam glitch blur. Random name for a random photo. So yeah, there you go. That's kind of one sort of way that I make the wallpapers. Sometimes I spend a lot of time on it. Sometimes I get the result that I want really quickly. And it's like 2 minutes. And then other times I'll spend 45 minutes. It's just however I'm feeling at the time, how much time I want to put into it. I do enjoy doing this. I like the experimentation of it. Going through all these filters and effects. There's a lot of stuff in here. And you can add stuff, I'm pretty sure. I just never had the need to. There's enough there for me to do what I'm gonna do. Okay, so we're gonna make another one. No. All right. So the next one is gonna be from reference, right? So this kind of harkens back to when I was younger and I would do like the data bending thing. And yeah, so kind of like what I do, like, I don't know, I'm just gonna type nature. I'm just gonna grab real random stuff. I'll just go into like an image search and then we'll just find something, like something random. Like, I don't know, like this one. It'll load. This is very beautiful. I would sit on that bench and smoke a joint. That would be amazing. With a coffee. Oh man. So yeah, we're gonna come back over here. I'm gonna paste this in here. And then we're gonna scale it. I would suggest learning some of the keystrokes. You don't necessarily need to learn all of them for GIMP, but knowing a couple of the most used ones that you do, like scaling, is very important, which is Shift S. So yeah, now we have this image right here. We can actually kind of mess with this image first to kind of make it a little less busy. So actually, colors posterize. So I'm gonna add a couple more levels to this. Kind of give it some like trippy looking stuff at the top, you know what I mean? We'll come back over and we're gonna find another image to basically double expose it. Like this one, and you want something that's gonna be like kind of maybe like this, where there's more different colors and the middle of it's kind of open, so it's gonna allow other pieces of the image underneath it to kind of shine through in bits, right? So if we go here, we're gonna scale this up. And you'll get some real busy wallpapers out of this, but there's things you can do to kind of mess about with it. So we're gonna put this to a new layer. And I'm just gonna kind of cycle through the alpha blend on it until I get a good result. Like, that's pretty cool. Some of the later ones, you get some pretty drastic transformations of the image. Yo, that's actually pretty trippy. Yeah. Actually, we can go back at the top. I like maybe one of these at the top better. Like, I like this. So we'll keep this. This looks cool. And then I'm gonna, since we have like nature crap going on, I'm gonna contrast it with maybe something a little different. Let's say oh, what's something interesting? Uh we'll get like something ocean, something with like a little movement to it. Something so where I have that space in the middle. Something that maybe is like has focus on something in the middle. Like, I don't know, this wave picture is pretty cool, but I don't know. We'll try it out. This is all experimentation. Look, it's even got a nice size resolution. It's pretty big. Copy. Paste. Shift S, scale it out a little bigger to the new image. And then we're going to mess around with this again. Let's see. Maybe go for one of the more, like, that's kind of cool. There's a lighter version. Oh, wait, this, you know, it's all experimentation. Actually, I really like this, like this. This looks good, right? And now we can start adding, like, filtered stuff to it, right? So, same kind of idea. You hit it with the cartoon effect. Blow out the radius on it. Pull back the black. Now, I feel like this is like pretty highly saturated for what I want going on. And it's also like kind of busy. So we're gonna use shift. Where is it? Shift right here. And yeah, we're gonna do vertical, why not? And then we're gonna kinda maybe mess with this a little bit. And then right here with the blend mode, we can kind of do the same thing as with the alpha blend, but with the effect. So yeah, like this actually is a pretty good result right here. So yeah, now I have that. Now we can do kind of like, since there's something in the center, I'm going to hit it with the focus blur again because it's just kind of set up for that. So I go like this. We let it focus in maybe. And we're going to keep a lot of the blur, right? And yeah, so there you go. There's a whole nother wallpaper. So you can use like a lot of these same things. And like, yo, let's say even if I wanted to, I could come in with a brush and then combine some more color in here. Like, let's say this whole side I feel is like a little weird, right? I want a little more oomph to it. We'll get another brush. Oh, this is actually really cool because I can take this and I can center it. Actually, we'll do that first. Right? Maybe go a little bigger. Maybe like 43. Right? I can do like one of these. Oh wait, that's not doing what I think it was doing. It's doing the opposite. Okay. Let's try another brush. What does this one do? That's kind of the same one I was looking at. What's this? Okay, this one's kind of weird. And now we can like get like, I don't know, let's get a different color. Let's get something like an orange. Maybe like this. Add a little color, make it a little weird. And then maybe hit it with another filter so it kind of all comes together. Maybe like a distort. What does lens distortion do? Oh, it kind of, okay. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. You could like add the brush effect to it. I think this is nice the way that it is. I'm gonna export it, which is Control E. Glitch wave forest shore, sure. And there you go. Now we got two wallpapers I just made right there. So yeah, it's all about just, like I've said before, like experimentation, having a good eye for color, making sure that you're in the regions that you want. Actually, what I should do is after this exports, we'll do a little drawing real quick to kind of talk about, the proportions of the image, where you want like the busyness of the image to lie. There's also offset ideas. So okay, let's do a new So let's say, here, let's get black, change the brush to, I don't know, this, right? Okay. So think of your image kind of like this. Oh my God, with the trackball. Oh no. How am I gonna do this? Here we go. This is gonna be the smartest thing I've ever done in my life. Invert. Look at that. Look how smart I am. It's not perfect, but it's enough for me to explain. Okay, so like when you have stuff, you want like a lot of your busyness to kind of fall in certain sections. If you're doing an offset, you want it to fall on this line or this line. If you're doing like a corner based, you want it to be down here. If you're hitting in the center, but you want to kind of keep that. You don't want it to be off in like a random, like in the middle up here is not good. But like, I don't know, maybe like the middle down here, or you know what I mean? Like you want to keep it in your kind of like little sections. And that's like how you're going to end up with like the nicer wallpapers. You can just go willy-nilly and not pay attention to that at all. That is an option. You can get good results from that. But if you really want to guarantee that your wallpaper is going to look kind of like symmetrical and centered, this is kind of like the idea. You want, all your busyness to be in the center, or in like on, like I said, on an offset, like falling on this line, or in the one of the corners, or even on the sides, or on you don't want it to be like in a random, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just rambling on right now. That was my my little let's make a wallpaper tutorial. No artistic ability needed whatsoever. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll check you guys later. Peace out.